I used to believe that being ready meant having it all together. So, having the right degree, the perfect job, the confidence to speak like your whole life is mapped out in front of you. But one moment stands out, particularly for me, when that broke that illusion. And that is when I was standing backstage when Miss Canterbury announced their top five. And I was waiting with my heels pinched and my hands were trembling around the mic. And a part of me was whispering, wow, is this where I'm supposed to be? It was not even part of my 5 year career trajectory at all. And yet, when I walked onto that stage, still terrified, and I realized something, readiness isn't about certainty. It's about showing up, even when your knees are trembling. That night, under the spotlight, I didn't just wear a crown. I wore my self doubt, my messy journey through my career changes, my not having it all figured out, and still dared to stand there strongly. So that is little me, and that is me on the other side on the Miss Universe platform last year. So I was a girl with extremely low self-esteem when I was growing up, and the only focus in my life was to achieve very well academically. And me on that platform completely changed my whole life. In our 20s, we're told the world is at our feet, but no one tells us how heavy that feels to carry that burden. I believe a lot of us are on Instagram here, right? So on social media, it feeds us the highlight reels of career wins, the glowing skin, the Bali retreats, and the dream relationships. But behind all those unfiltered frames is a quieter pressure that you have to look good while you're doing all of this, and you should not feel like you're falling behind at all. Growing up, I used to think that anyone beyond the age of 21 would have it all figured out. And I thought around that time, I would possibly have it too. Personally, I have worked in healthcare, I've finished a degree in medical science, and I've pivoted out of that into community roles, and I've done multiple things that I thought would be my career or somewhere I'll stick to for the rest of my life. But as you all know, the world is changing. The prospectus of career is quite different now. We have AI coming in the way. AI is introducing a lot of new roles, taking away certain roles. There's a lot of changes going on. It is a very unpredictable and constantly shifting world that we're living in. And no one gives us a guidebook to navigate through them, right? We have to find our own way and learn as we go. So the messy middle. So let's talk about careers. We were instructed to choose a particular lane and probably stick to that for the rest of our lives. However, here is the reality. Changing jobs is not a failure. Changing your mind is not a weakness. It is how we evolve in a world that is constantly shifting and constantly changing. So as a healthcare professional, I developed a strong interest towards AI and entrepreneurship, and that is what I'm pursuing at the moment, along with my pageantry journey. And if you ask me, do I have an end goal on exactly where I'm going to be in the next 10 years? Possibly not, but I am definitely going to take each step and each opportunity that comes in my way and optimize it to the best of my abilities. I strongly believe that readiness isn't about reaching a finish line. It's a mindset. It's about saying yes even while you're figuring it all out. Every day, I meet people who wonder if they're in the right career. People who are feeling unfulfilled in their current roles, students second-guessing their career choices, and young people afraid to chase exactly what they want to do. And many of them stay exactly where they are, and that is not because of they fear that they have lack of ambition, but instead, it is because they fear the change of failure and disappointing others, and starting over from scratch can really be terrifying for a lot of people, right? And I completely get it. I have been through that, and changing lanes in a world that celebrates speed, success, and certainty can definitely feel like you're slamming on the brakes. But let me tell you this, it's definitely not. It is your way of evolving in a fast-paced environment. So pageantry in Aotearoa, it is not much talked about at all. So I was very new to this in 2024. That's when I started my pageantry journey. So I did Miss Canterbury, and I was lucky enough to become the third runner-up, and I was also social media queen. I never really used social media in my life that much as I used it for the pageant to showcase my advocacy and start off Rhythm of Hope, which is a dance collective that I run. And it is a great way for me to amalgamate my culture, my passion for dance, and to give back to the community. So when I do these workshops, I feel a lot of happiness and I feel like I'm giving back to the community because every single penny that I get from those workshops, it goes towards I Am Hope, which is a charitable foundation for youth mental health and well-being. So let me talk about these two beautiful women. So when I was growing up, my mom and I used to watch pageantry on TV, right? And she would tell me, oh, Sushmita Sen and Priyanka Chopra, I watched them winning on stage. But I've always wondered, do I actually belong on that stage? Because I'm a very short girl, as you all can see. You don't really see many short pageant queens, right? It is not a very common thing at all. And when I stepped onto Miss Universe platform and Miss Canterbury platform, I really want to redefine what beauty looks like and what people expect of someone. So that is me when I won Miss Canterbury, and right next to that is me in my national costume for Miss Universe. So when I entered into a beauty pageant, I didn't really know what to expect. I thought it was all going to be the walks, and you have to talk, you have a Q&A session, and that's pretty much it. But there's a lot more depth into it. I got to meet a lot of wonderful women from all walks of life. They have different careers going for them, different professions. Some of them even have children, and it's such a beautiful way to meet and connect with such a beautiful network of women. Each of them had a story of resilience, ambition, and identity that reshaped everything I thought I knew about pageantry. It wasn't about being seen for them, it was about being heard. I stood in front of hundreds of people, not just in makeup and heels, but with a microphone in my hand. So I spoke about identity and straddling between the two worlds of being a Kiwi Indian Wahine. About youth mental health and my advocacy, I was able to showcase a lot on those stages. And most importantly, I did not have it all figured out. I was still on the way, but I made sure that I optimized every single opportunity that I got through these journeys. It showed me that confidence isn't about perfection. It's about showing up even when you're scared, even when you have nothing figured out. I still remember my first time on stage, and my hands were shaking and my voice was very uncertain. But I stood there not because I wasn't scared, but I was scared. That is the reason why I stood there. So the moment that taught me that fear doesn't mean stop. Sometimes it means you're growing. Actual growth stems from a place of discomfort. So redefining success and the power of now. Success for me stopped being about the status or the stature. If that was the case, I would have still continued in my healthcare profession where I'll be working as a doctor, but I believe I was built for something much beyond that. It became about the small moments for me. When I applied for something that truly scared me, when I walked out of a space that felt like it didn't align with my morals and values, or when I trusted my gut, even when it looked messy on paper. We often wait to feel ready before even taking action, but readiness isn't a destination, it is a decision, it is a choice that you make. You don't always have to follow one path. Sometimes your path will swear, stall, or split, but that doesn't mean you're lost. It means that you are human. We're all navigating life for the first time, and we are allowed to make mistakes, learn from them, and move forward. And often, the most beautiful destinations comes when they're unplanned, right? So if you're waiting for clarity, I would say stop. If you're waiting for confidence, stop. If you're waiting to feel ready, please stop. Because ready isn't something you find, it's something that you decide. You don't have to wait until the stars align. You don't need to have a 5-year plan. Sometimes all you need to do is to begin. The truth is, you are allowed to outgrow your old dreams. You're allowed to start again. And often, the most beautiful destinations are the ones that comes when you never planned them. So whatever stage that you are in your life right now, this is your now. So don't wait for it to look perfect. Just take the step. Because the power of now, it could lead you exactly where you're supposed to be. Thank you.